I miss you so much. Will you? Welcome to online class of Generation of Computer. Today I am going to teach about Generation of Computer. Generation of Computer. You know that in today's timing, almost we are in latest generation. Let's say we are in the latest generation. But if you see the history of generation computer, there was much more difficult than today's generation. As you see that, you can say that the term generation of computer was used to distinguish between varying hardware technology. But nowadays, it has been extended totally. Yeah, it is changed totally. You know, before it was very difficult to transfer communication from one place to another place. Okay, for the storage capacity also it was very difficult. There was no proper gadgets, there was no proper devices for the capturing the let's say for the storing purpose. But nowadays it makes our life, okay, it makes our life more comfortable in this let's say the fifth generation computer or fourth generation computer. See here, I want to explain here the development of computers from 1943 to till today's date. It is still developing. Okay, before 1943 there was no any kind of, let's say, specific date. Okay, from this date or that date that computer was involved. Okay, computer was going to discover some new devices, whatever. But it came in it is remarked from the 1943 only that till today's date the computer has growing day by day. Means new technologies are introduced in today's generation. Now it is divided into 5 periods. It is divided into the 5 periods. The development of computers took place in each time period is known as a generation of computer. Means generation of computer means there is a specific date and time. Okay, and that timing is called, we can say, the generation of computer. Each generation has certain date and time. Between certain date and time, first generation computer was introduced, second generation computer was introduced, then after third generation computer, fourth generation computer. Like this, it came in the market, and I am going to explain you. Please, next slide. See here, what is first generation computer? Please note it. In first generation computer, vacuum tubes or valves they used as a main component. As you know, my children, today we are using CPU, Central Processing Unit, or microprocessor, or VLSI, very large scale integrated, as a main component. If there is no CPU, there is no microprocessor, then we cannot use the computer. That is the major part of the CPU. Likewise, here also in the first generation computer, this vacuum tube was the main components of the computer in the first generation computer. And see here, computers were developed during the 1943. Before 1943, there was no any remarkable date regarding the computer, regarding the generation of computer. After 1943 only, it is came in the market, and we came to know that from 1943 first generation computer were introduced, and vacuum tubes used as a main component. And remember, examples are here: ENIAC, EDVAC, EDSAC, UNIBAC, Universal Automatic Computer First. These all are the first generation computer. And who invented this first generation? Who invented vacuum tube and when? It is given here. Vacuum tubes was developed by Lee D. Forrest in 1908 AD. Means 1908 AD it is introduced. Now here is some features, some characters of first generation computers are there. Here, number 1, vacuum tubes were used as a main electronic component. Like in today's generation, CPU is a major part of the computer. Here also in vacuum tubes as a major main components of the first generation computer. They consume lots of electricity, but in today's generation computer, it consumes very less electricity if you compare first generation computer and fourth generation computer. And it is very slow in the speed. It is very slow in speed and was measured in milliseconds. And here, kids, you know that today we are using online storage devices, magnetic disks as a storage devices, or we can say the portable hard disk as a storage device. We can use it. Likewise, in a first generation computer, they were using as a magnetic tape as a storage devices. They use only machine language and could do some specific tasks at once. Means in today's generation computer, we do the multiple tasks. We do the multiple tasks at once, but here we do the single task at once only. Next slide. Okay, see here, I told you one, before, in the first generation, these are the storage device. These are the storage devices which they store the records, data here for the long or let's say the future use. See, it's called magnetic tape. This is called, we can say, the magnetic disc. These are magnetic tape. Inside here is a one. Let's say with the help of this magnetic tape, we can store or record the data in first generation computer. So one, you need to understand these three pieces are used for the storage capacity. Next slide. Now, images of first generation computer. This is a vacuum tube. See the picture. So clearly try to understand it. This is the images of vacuum tubes which consume more electricity when computer is switched on in first generation computer. This is the images of first generation computer. Okay, here. As you know that in a fourth generation computer, keyboard is separated, mouse is separated, monitor is separated, but here it was not like that. Each and everything is fixed, and the shape and size of this first generation computer were like very happy, like one room. Even we cannot carry from one place to another place. Wherever it is being fixed, it is forever, and it was not used for the public purpose. It was used for the government purpose or military purpose or the experiment purpose. Please, next slide. Okay, see here, first generation means the deadline was, it is given here, noted here, 1946 to 1959, means between 1946 to 1959, how many computers are being invented, okay, being introduced during that date, how many computers came in the market. All computers comes under the first generation computers. So first generation computer, these all are the examples of, we can say, the first generation computer. Let's go to the next. Okay, likewise, here is another one, second generation computer. After 1959, see there, right? Transistors were used in main electronic components. Okay, children, just now I told you, can you tell me the which component was used in first generation computer as a main device? Vacuum tube. Likewise, similarly, here in a second generation computer, instead of vacuum tube, they use the transistor as a major component, as a main component. Okay, and here also given this second generation computer were developed during 1959 to 1964. Till 1959, okay, we can say the first generation computer. After 1959 to 1964, during this timing, how many computers were introduced? Okay, those computer comes under the second generation computer. See there, a transistor is a small electronic circuit device composed of semiconductors materials. It can do the work of 1000 vacuum tubes. I want to make it clear that one transistor equals to 1000 vacuum tubes, or 1000 vacuum tubes equals to one transistor. So that's why second generation computer is more powerful than the first generation computer. It is more powerful than smaller, reliable and faster than the first generation computer. Universal Automatic Computer, second IBM 700, IBM first 1401, NCR, these all are the red color one example of second generation computers. Please go to the next slide. Okay, see there, who made and when it was made. William Shockley, John Barden and Walter Brattain developed transistor in 1947-80. Please, red color is highlighted one. Try to understand, my dear children. When was transistor introduced in world? So it was introduced in 1947 transistor. Then after it is used in computer from 1959 to 1964. Okay, whatever the computers introduced during that timing, those computer comes under the second generation computer. Here some features are here. I told you already. 400 transistor were used as a main electronic component. Here transistor were used as a main electronic component. Likewise in first generation computer also, vacuum tubes was used as a first generation main component. Likewise in transistor also, same thing. They were faster, smaller and less expensive and more reliable than the first generation computer. Even if we compare first generation computer and second generation computer shape and sizes, of course it is smaller than the first generation computer. They could perform tasks in microseconds. Even they consume very less electricity than the first generation computer. Okay, here they use a magnetic core memories word for the internal storage, punch card, paper tape, magnetic tape. Remember, right? In first generation computer, they use only magnetic tape, okay? But in the second generation computer, note it, punch card, paper tape, magnetic tape, and discs were used for the external storage or for the storing purpose. Now, they could be programmed in assembly language. Here, they use the assembly language as well as high-level language. Now, these are the paper tape. In first generation computer, we saw the images, pictures of magnetic tape, but this is a paper tape. Right? Paper tape means it is a storage device. It is used in second generation computer for storage the device, for storage the data. Please go to the next slide. Now this is a punch card. Both are the punch card. This also used in a second generation computer for storing purpose. Now see the time period 1959 to 1963. Okay, this timing is called, we can say, the or 1964. Here is given 1963, but actually 1959 to 1964. It comes second generation computer. Now see there, these all are the this is the images of transistor. Okay, this is second generation computer. Please next slide. Now third generation computer. I already explained you first generation computer, second generation computer. In first generation computer, vacuum tubes as a main component. In second generation computer, transistor. Likewise, IC. The full form of IC, integrated circuit. It is used in a third generation computer as a main component. If there is no IC, there was no third generation computer. It comes under the second generation computer only. So they replace the transistor with IC, and it comes under the third generation computer, and the timing was 1965 AD to 1974. Means between 1965 to 1974, during this year, how many computers were introduced in the world? Those computers comes under the third generation computer. Now see there, due to the IC, the third generation computers are smaller, faster, reliable, more comfortable than the first and second generation computer. Now examples are IBM 370, okay, NAP 7500, CDC, ICL 2903, PDP 11/45, etc. are the examples of third generation computer. Now here in the third generation computer, they use the separate keyboard, separate monitors. Right? Remember, in third generation computer, they use the separate keyboard, separate monitor. But in second generation computer and first generation computer, everything was in single device only. But in third generation computer, keyboard and monitors are being separated. Now note, Jack Kilby. Like I can ask the question also whenever in the Google Classroom, I ask such kind of question also. Who invented the IC and when it was invented? So you need to give the answer. Jack Kilby developed IC in 1958 AD. So that's why the date is given after 1958. Means from 1965 to 1974. How many computers were being introduced? Those computers comes under the third generation computer one. Thank you. Now here are the features. Some features are there, characters are there. IC were used as a major component, main electronic component. They were smaller, faster, less expensive in comparison of first generation computer and second generation computer. The speed was measured in nanoseconds. Okay. Here they used as an external device, external devices, keyboards, external device. Then after monitor for input and output the data. For input and output data in third generation computer, they use keyboard and monitor. Monitor is a soft copy screen. Soft copy screen where each and everything is visible in a soft copy, so we can read from there. Keyboard is an input device which is used for the input the data records. They use, even in the first and second generation there was no OS, but in third generation computer they use the OS, means operating system software, to operate the Windows. Okay. Now they use semiconductor memory for the internal storage. They use magnetic tape disks for external storage. They use high-level programming language. And here they use the high-level programming language. Please go to the next slide. Okay. Now see there. In third generation computer only, I told you, first generation computer as a storage device, they use the magnetic tape, okay, magnetic disks, isn't it? Punch card. But in third generation computer, they use the floppy disk drive, and the capacity of one blank floppy disk is 1.44 MB. Please go to the next slide. Now see there, this is the floppy disk drive. Okay, we need to push here, we need to insert the floppy disk drive here, floppy disk, and it will read by the third generation computer. Please. Now see that this is the images of IC, integrated circuit. This is the third generation computer, black and white. This is the black and white computers, we can say here only there was no mouse. Later mouse also introduced, but whenever it came between whenever it was introduced in 1965, during that time there was no any mouse, so simply there was a keyboard, a CPU, monitor. Okay, with the help of this thing they used to code the data, and they use a DOS, DIX operating system. DIX operating system is DOS, means it's a totally code based operating system, right? And here in this CPU, let's say in this CPU there is a we can say the floppy disk drive. With the help of that floppy disk drive, the floppy will read and it will display in the monitor, and we can store the records in a floppy disk drive. Please go to the next. Okay, this is a fourth generation computer. Can you guess, children? We are in fourth generation computer. We are using just like in your home. Okay, you have desktop computer, you have laptop computer, you have palmtop computer. Even in our school lab also there is a desktop computer, isn't it? So everywhere we are using the fourth generation computer. Whatever the computers in right now are in use, okay, whatever we are using, those computer comes under the fourth generation computer. So 1975 onwards, how many computers are being introduced in this world? All computer comes under the fourth generation computer. You know, in a fourth generation computer, VLSI, very large scale integrated, as well as microprocessor, or we can say the CPU as a main component. In a first generation computer, vacuum tube as a main component. Second generation computer, transistor as a main component. IC in a third generation computer. Likewise, we can say that in a fourth generation computer, very large scale integrated VLSI or microprocessor is a we can say the main processor or main components in fourth generation computer. And with the help of this one, we can do many more things. We can type it, we can scan it, okay, we can save it, because hard disks, latest hard disk devices are connected in a fourth generation computers. Even this is the honor of this. Let's say the Bill Gates and the Paul Allen had developed basic interpreter for the Altium 8800 in 1981 AD. IBM manufactured personal computer, and remember, in 1981, PC as introduced by the Bill Gates company, who is the owner of Microsoft company. Okay. Now, please go to the next slide. Now, some features are given here. LSI, large scale integration, and VLSI, very large scale integration. Microprocessor used as a main component. They were smaller, faster, reliable, more comfortable than the first, second, and third generation computer. This processing speed is measured in picoseconds or femtosecond also we can say. And here they use as a RAM, random access memory, ROM, read only memory. RAM means if RAM capacity is high, we can play the games. Okay, we can play the games, like we can graphics software also we can install it and we can utilize it because of this RAM only. ROM is read only memory. Whenever the computer is manufactured, during that time, whatever the contents will be or information will be stored by written by the company, that is called, we can say, the ROM, and ROM is never delete. Once it is written by the computer, once it is written by the manufacturer company, we cannot delete it. That is called, we can say, the ROM, or we can say the firmware. Firmware also we can say ROM is. Okay, they use magnetic tape, magnetic discs, optical discs. Nowadays we are using. The size of computer reduced to tablet, PCC, laptop, palmtop. We are utilizing. They are more versatile in diligence. Means in today's generation computer never gets tired. Okay, if you give computer instruction print 100 times without feeling tired, computer print it continuously. So it is called, and even we can do the multiple tasks at once. But in first, second, third generation computer, multiple tasks was not possible. But in fourth generation computer, multiple tasks is possible. At once we can listen the music. Okay, we can play music. We can see the movies, and side by side we can type it also, or you can design the visiting cards. Whatever you can miss. Multiple tasks is possible by today in this fourth generation computer. Okay, even we can utilize the scanner, okay, for scan the data, okay, input, output, for the there will be keyboard will be there, mouse will be there, which makes our life more comfortable. And it is called, we can say, the fourth generation language. They use as a fourth generation language. Okay, see here, these are the pictures, examples. This is a microprocessor, this is a, which will be fixed in a motherboard, right? Motherboard is the main component, main board of computer. If motherboard is damaged, CPU does not run or does not run. That's why it is this microprocessor connected in a motherboard. Now see the microprocessor IC, okay, third generation computer, fourth generation computer, fourth generation computer. This is a microprocessor. Please, next slide. Now, in today's generation, we are using types of storage devices: PC card, we can memory stick, storage tape, CD means compact disc, read and write, zip disc, DVD, RW. Okay, these all are the flash drive, means pen drive. We can utilize it. Next slide. Now, this is called CD-RW. We can say the hard disk. Okay, whenever we purchase the computer, there will be the hard disk. Okay, 500 MB, 500 GB, 1 terabyte hard disk. We can purchase it, and it will be inside our computer only, and it is stored for the future use. There is a pen drive. Next. Now, this is another one. This is called external storage device, means a portable device. We can carry it once we transfer from laptop or from the desktop in this portable hard disk, and it is portable. We can carry from one place to another place. Such kind of features are included in fourth generation computer. Please, next slide. Now another one. Nowadays in fourth generation computer only we can save it online. We can store the data as online. Suppose if you purchase iPhone, then you can get it a 15 GB iCloud storage device. You can get it, so you can store there. Even if you open any kind of Gmail ID, so 15 GB storage space you can get it. So online. So wherever internet access is there, you can get it. You can save it, open it. It is possible. So this is all are called, we can say, online storage. Please, next. Now, lastly, this for fifth generation computer. Fifth generation computers are still in development, in a stage. It is not still totally, let's say, the success. Okay, still they are doing experiment regarding the fifth generation computer. Fifth generation computer will be based on the bio chips or superconductor chips. They will be able to do the programming themselves for the users, and the user instruction the computer to do. Now, due to the bio chips, they will have AI, artificial intelligence. This fifth generation computer will be like a human beings. Okay, it reads, it speaks, okay, but it works under us only. That is called fifth generation computer. That's why the name is given. It is given as a artificial intelligence AI. Some features are given here. They will be based on bio chips. Okay, they will be able to think and decide themselves. They will have the ability to solve the problem themselves. Okay, so just you need give the instruction, and this fifth generation computer work. Now they will have multiple processors, parallel processing capacity. They will have large capacity in comparison of first, second, third, and fourth generation computer. Go to the next. Now here is a gallium arsenide gas. This gallium arsenide is an important semiconductors material for high cost, high efficiency in solar cells. Now remember, this gallium arsenide means it is a kind of chips. It is a kind of cell which is fixed in a fifth generation motherboard. Fifth generation, it is used in a robot. Fifth generation computer means we can say the robot. Like, do you know last time Sophia robot? Did you listen on the Sophia robot? It was introduced, it was launched in the market. That Sophia robot is the example of fifth generation computer. So in their memory, you know, this gallium arsenide installed, fixed. It is a chips, it is a cells, and on the basis of that they work. Please go to the next slide. Now see there, pictures, this is the cell, right, of gallium arsenide. It is used in robot. Now, this is the robot, fifth generation computer. This is a fifth generation computer. It seems like human beings. Okay, it speaks, we can talk with them, we can give the instruction. So it is a fifth generation computer, 1986 onwards. It is still going on experiment. Some fifth generation computer are ready. Okay, some are already successful. Some are it is in use. Okay, some are still it is using, but it is not totally came in the market like a fourth generation computer. Now some features are given here. It is a more reliable, work faster, easily portable. Okay, different sizes, different features, different affordable price, extra high processing speed, parallel means multiple processing will be there, and even it will be the wireless. Please, next slide. Now, this is a generation of computer. See there, right? This by looking this you understand. This is the first generation computer, second generation computer, okay, third generation computer, fourth, and that is a human beings like a robot. That is a fifth generation computer. Okay. Okay, my dear children, generation of computer, this is the end of the topic. I hope you will, by looking this video, you will understand many more things. If any problems, please personally you can call me. I will help you every time, anywhere, anytime. Okay, thank you so much. Please next slide.